All right. Here we go. Here we go. Good to see you this morning. Happy Monday to you, big waves. Come on, get them going. I know you. Hey, I've been saying this last couple of days, but spring is right around the corner. Your body feels it every year. How many of you, the time change, the season? Yeah, we're all there. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting it. Well, we didn't see any birthdays today, so if it's your birthday, you got to let us know. Got to let us know. So, Chris Hughes, I hope Chris is on. If he's not, maybe he'll watch the recording. His word for the year was reimagine. Reimagine. So, um, when you look at reimagine, it means to imagine something again. I was like, when I read that, I was like, wow, that's a really great definition to imagine something again. But a fresh perspective, more creative perspective, possibility. I want to tell you the hardest thing with being an entrepreneur, like owning your own business, is remaining and reimagining what it can be without letting the boredom, the mundane get in the way. Man, I was thinking about that as I was reading this, and so many times I talk to people that are in business by themselves, right? Or for themselves. And here's the cool thing when I talk to them. Most of them have jobs, other jobs, right? Do you know most entrepreneurs have multiple things they're doing? But a lot of times I talk to people, listen to this now, they struggle with something called boredom. Have you ever been there where you're like, man, I was on fire and man, what happened? You know what to do, but actually getting the engine, you know what? I know how to run, but getting the engine cranked up to do it is a whole different story. Lance is out there finishing fifth in the race. Lance is, I don't know, 50 plus. So anybody looking out there, 52, 53 years old, 53 years old, anybody's like, oh no, I can't do this. I'm above 50. Lance is doing it 30 something miles. It's amazing, amazing what our body can do. But we got to reimagine. Like, so what if the way I've been seeing this isn't the only way it could be? Do I spend my time going, well, it used to be at one time I had a big business and then it did this. Like, is that where my mind is? Or am I trying to figure out a way to reinvent and reimagine and rethink and relook at things? Because innovators reimagine industries. Think about it. Do you remember that time there was a thing that you would actually go in your local town and you would get VHS tapes? What was that thing called? Blockbuster. Wow. You remember those times, Pat? Well, guess what? Someone reimagined, someone innovated, and then today we've got Netflix. So, what about artists reimagining beauty? What about leaders reimagining what's possible for people? But I think the most important probably thing to reimagine is ourself. And I I think about my health journey. We talk about it. I love ice cream. But I'm really, really working hard right now to reimagine myself in a different health journey, health goals. Like, and if you talk to Lance McAllister, he hasn't always finished fifth in the races. There was probably a point he reimagined, hey, I'm gonna take this thing serious. Then he became an Ironman. So history is full of examples of people who simply refuse to accept the current version of reality. They pause, they look at what was, and they dare to ask, like, what else might be possible here for me to go do? And so I believe as I close, I'll turn it to Andrea, but reimagining is the birthplace really for innovation, for growth, for transformation. So, what is it in your life right now that's like fingernails on a chalkboard? Is clawing, like, it's like, I need to be doing this. I need to be doing this. That's something internally in you telling you, wake up, Brent, right? Reimagine what could be and then go get after it. Go get after it because at the end of the day, there will be a point, good Lord willing, we'll look back and we'll go, man, should I? Could I? Would I have done that if I'd have just got going? Or did I let it pass? Did I let it escape me because I let the doubts in my head keep me from doing it? All right, Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson, coach. And I think anybody in this part of the world, they maybe are having to reimagine what March looks like. Like yesterday was 75, today was actively snowing in my little yard right here. So that was took some imagination to, from Mother late nature to figure that one out. But I love this word, and I thought this was a really fun lesson. So thank you so much for this, Chris. The quote that I found was Albert Einstein. And he said, logic will get you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. And I think as a person that doesn't tend to be super imaginative, I think it's a fun thing to look into to kind of figure out, well, what does that really mean to try to reimagine something? And I think my favorite thing about it is that this word kind of gives us permission to evolve, right? When we think about ourselves, kind of like what Coach was saying, and I want to, picture myself as a person that's not a person without ice cream. That was in the chat. Like he's not saying no ice cream, but maybe a person that's not a daily ice creamer, right? If I want to reimagine that, all I'm saying is, oh, Andrea, I have the ability and permission to make some positive changes. I'm not stuck, right? I can keep going. And sometimes in life, we get handed some chapters that we didn't plan for, right? Some things that we maybe necessarily wouldn't have signed up for. Maybe our business hits a plateau, or sometimes it's in our body or our relationships or our routines. They stop working the way they once did. And in those moments, I don't know about you guys, but for me, my temptation is to double down, right? If once upon a time this worked, I'm going to double down and I'm just going to do exactly what I did before. But sometimes the real breakthrough, yeah, did you like that term, Francis? Sometimes the real breakthrough comes when we pause and say, you know what? Maybe it's time to reimagine this. Like reimagining your business. What if growth doesn't come the way that I expect it? What if my onboarding was completely reimagined and I created something brand new? Not me, but you guys might know what I'm talking about. What if the next level looks completely different than the one that I'm in right now? Like, let me use my imagination there. Reimagine my health where it doesn't have to look like I've got to do the same thing. Anybody else has like the one routine in their brain, it's the only thing they need to do or know to do at the gym. And if you make them walk even into a different section, they just kind of stand there. I mean, I go to two spots in the gym. I barely know what to do there. But I bet if I tried to reimagine, I could probably create a lot of different change in my body. Do some things more for strength and longevity and energy for all the adventures that hopefully we're going to have ahead. And then I think about our relationships, right? What would I reimagine there? Maybe some more presence, more laughter, more intentional moments. in our life. Because something like our future isn't something we just walk into, it's something that we help create design. So, what I looked into was kind of the challenge for the day. So, this is a challenge for me, this is a challenge for all of us. Is if I'm looking at my life, right? I'm like, hey, Andrea's life, is there an area that I'm not loving, right? That feels stuck or stale or limited. Instead of asking myself, oh, how can I fix this, right? How can I double down? How can I fix this? How can I whatever? What if I could reimagine this completely? What would it look like? Because sometimes the blessings in our life, the new life, all of that comes with a new picture that we come up with in our mind. So I love this one, Chris. I thought it was a great way to start on a Monday. And thank you so much for sharing it.
Yeah, this was a great, really, really good one. And what was crazy as we end, I actually was talking to a gentleman this past week. Get this. And it goes right around Reimagine. And here's the story he told me. He said, I had a company and we were 15 years into the company and we were barely pulling a salary. We were barely paying ourselves. And I sold my part for $100,000. He said 6 months later, the company hit a vertical movement. And he said those owners exited that company 5 years later for $52 million. So my point being is, does that make sense, Andrea?
I understand
That
the words. I feel like that was a more of a pain point. But yes, tell us
no,
how.
but what he was saying was like, guys, don't give up. Don't give up on your health. Don't give up on, when people tell me, oh, I'm going to quit it, like we talk about it all the time, like, what are you going to quit? Your health? Like, don't give up on your health journey. Don't give up on your financial freedom. Don't give up on your business, right? You never know when the vertical moment, the one person that makes a change. So don't let these things, in between these right here, stop us from reimagining what can be. So happy Monday to you. Love you guys. Grateful for you. Hope you have a great day out there, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank
Great lesson,
you.
coach. Great
Thank
word.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
Love
you.
you guys. Have a great
Job,
day.
ladies.
Love you
Amen.
all.
That
Thank you.
was
Have a
a
blessed
great
Bye.
day,
word.
guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a
Bye.
good
Have a
day.
nice
Love you
day.
guys.
You
And
too,
the
guys.
help.
Hey,
Bye.
Masaba.
Bye.
Good to see
Love
you,
you
buddy.
guys. Have a beautiful day.
Have a great day, guys.
You
Great
too.
day. You too.
Love you.
Where would this go?